Dr. Najat said he had some quirky patients. Pretty sure he meant me, and since I'm the last speaker, I know it's me. So I've been with EndoMarch since their first year. I am now the Nevada chapter president. So I came up for Nevada. So I flew to DC in 2014, and I actually met April, who's sitting over here. She's a New York chapter president, who's here. So when Dr. Najat said that he wanted EndoMarch to be something that empowered women, it did that for me. I became Dr. Najat's patient in 2013, I believe, was my first consultation, which is how I ended up at EndoMarch in 2014. And in 2012, I first heard I had endometriosis. My story's a little different. You hear endometriosis is women who have always had tough periods. I didn't. I came to have endometriosis in my childbearing years. I had my diagnosis the year I turned 30. Yay, go 30, you have endometriosis. What? Why do I have painful periods? So my journey is a little different because I was already a grown woman who could now advocate and say, wait a minute, okay, I'm an analytical person, I have my MBA, I've been through school, and definitely this pain comes during my period. So I did what any woman then would do. I talked to my gynecologist, and I said, I am in pain, I'm crying, this is really not cool. I looked at it, this is now the third month that it's happening, and it definitely happens around when my period comes. I get bloated, I've never had a problem with PMS before. I was one of those girls in high school you could never tell. Lucky me. And now I could tell when it was coming, I could tell I was gonna be miserable when it was coming, and I was hurting. So I went to my first doctor, and I was like, hey, I'm here because it hurts during my period. And I was like, okay. And she gave me Vicodin. And I was like, thank you, I feel so much better. But what's wrong with me? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I'm telling you these symptoms happen around my period. I'm telling you I'm very uncomfortable. I'm telling you I can quantify this, and I'm smart enough to know this is not normal. Oh, well, have Vicodin. Yay. So I had Vicodin the next month coming. And then they said, okay, well, I don't see anything's wrong with you. Your exam says you're fine, your ultrasound says you're fine, you're not pregnant. Was you really stressed out in life? And I'm like, I'm getting stressed out because I'm coming to you again. And I'm not okay. And it hurts. And I don't just want you to keep giving me Vicodin. I want answers. And you're my gynecologist. And she just said, I can't find anything wrong with you. So coincidentally for me, my general doctor was 2 stories down. After I saw my OBGYN. I marched into her office and I said, I just came from upstairs. I'm at my wit's end. I don't know what to do. I hurt. I thought the gynecologist could help me because this is around my period. Now you know me, and then my doctor for a little bit now. Can we do something about this? And the first thing she said was, you're telling me it's gynecological pain. You're telling me it's pelvic pain. Let's get you a CAT scan. Let's see what's going on in there. And I was like, thank you, I got next steps, I can do this, right? And the CAT scan came back, of course, negative. And I was like, okay, well, I'm still in pain. And she was like, well, what birth control are you on? How long have you been on it? What else is going on? I'm like, well, I'm on ortho-tricycline. So she's like, okay, we'll try orthocycline. Let's get you into a different dosage. I said, cool. I like that this doctor had next steps. Fast forward to 3 months because you gotta wait a couple months for birth control to take effect. And I was like, it's not working for me. I'm really hurting. And she was like, maybe it's endometriosis. Maybe you have inflammation there. And I was like, okay, I'll try anything. And that's when I then found out I had developed an intolerance to penicillin. Yay! Let's find out what else can happen to you when you have endometriosis. So I'm going on this journey. And she finally sits there and she's like, okay, I know you journaled, and I'm providing her the data, I'm telling her I'm watching my food diet, I'm watching my moods, I'm watching what I'm taking, I'm figuring out when I get really irritated, and she's like, you have PMDD now. And I'm like, what's PMDD? Oh, it's super PMS. I didn't have PMS in high school, why do I have super PMS as, okay, sure. And then, so we go through that, and she's like, how do you want to treat this? And I'm like, what else could this be? Because this is just, I am not okay. You know I'm not okay. What are my next steps? As your patient, I need to know my next steps. Don't tell me you can't do anything. Tell me my next steps. She's like, I think you have clinical endometriosis, and the only way you're really going to know is if you have a laparoscopic surgery. A laparoscopic surgery. You want to do surgery on me to find out if I have a disease that is clinical, but you're the first one to tell me this. You're my family doctor. You're not even my gynecologist. Why did my gynecologist not tell me something like this or do anything you did? And she said, you know what? I know a woman in this area, a gynecologist, who does specialize in endometriosis. Maybe you should talk to her. So I saw Dr. Pamela Nedishal. She's not an excision specialist. I live in Nevada. And she told me my options. She was very clear about it. I'm like, I have insurance, yay. And in 2012, I had my first surgery. I was stage 1 endometriosis. Now, this doesn't make sense. I saw Dr. Najat in 2014. What happened? I had my first surgery with Dr. Najat after EndoMarch in 2014. So I went and I marched in DC, and I had my surgery with him April 2014, where he found out I had stage 3 endometriosis, I had adenomyosis, and I had interstitial cystitis. So I got answers from Dr. Nishat. I knew I had endometriosis in 2012, and my doctor told me, and I'm so glad she did, there's a slight chance of recurrence, that if you don't feel better in 1 year to 1.5 years, you might want to speak to somebody who could do more for you. What is more for somebody who's already had now 2 surgeries? Thinking of 2, sorry, I had 1 surgery. Excision specialists. And I was glad I found out what that was. I was with a company that allowed me to travel, and I saw Dr. Najat. And let me tell you, when you ask a patient what she wants in a doctor, she wants someone who's first, don't follow the patterns like someone else said, be compassionate and listen to me. Yes. Listen to me. Take notes and listen to me. He had, number one thing about Dr. Najat, he read through my stories. He saw my chart and he could repeat to me my own history. And I needed to hear that after somebody who had a surgery, after somebody who had fought and advocated and would not take, I don't know what I could do for you. He told me, I don't even understand why you don't want to have the surgery. I can get you in my books now. And he moved with urgency. He knew there was more wrong with me than stage 1 endometriosis. And he moved with me. And he moved for me, and he worked with my insurance company. Thank you. And he gave me that sense of, it's not in your head. You are going to be okay, and we are going to get through this. And after the surgery, I was going up and down and other methods, and I said, you took out the diseased part of me. You took out my appendix. You took out endometriosis above and below my uterus, and you fixed me, but I'm still not right. And you know what he did? He told me, what are you willing to do? What else could work for you? And I'm like, I would try anything. He's like, you might want to talk to some other doctor, Dr. Lachey. She's a little more homeopathic. Some people don't like that word. And I was like, I'll try anything. She told me to do a lot of things too, and I tried them all. And a year and a half ago, I was 50 pounds heavier than I am now. I was not that when I first saw Dr. Nishat. How does that happen when you're post-surgery? It has to do with everybody's case with endometriosis is different. You can't just say, put me on drugs, cut things out of me, and I'm going to be okay. You have to look at my whole care. And what Dr. Nishat and his team did was they looked at my whole care. I'm able to walk, do things. I'm doing the Spartan race tomorrow. Dr. Najat gave me a team of doctors that empowered me, that listened to me, that told me my next steps, and that never once let me know it was just here. I needed my heart fixed, I needed my soul fixed. He definitely fixed my body, and he gave me the emotional support to do more, to be there for other women, to make these connections and empower me, to not be afraid to use my voice, and to not just take, I don't know. It was never, I don't know, with Dr. Najat. It was never that, never once did he tell me, I don't know. It was, I did this, we could try another surgery, you could try homeopathic doctor. Do you want me to put you in touch with one? I will give you options. I need doctors to give me options. That's what he did, and that's what he continues to do, and that's why I will always speak for him at any EndoMarch he tells me to do it, in DC, in Palo Alto, in San Francisco. And I will advocate for him as one of the best surgeons in the world, and one of the most compassionate people you will ever meet in your life. Because that's what he's about. So I am here today because Dr. Najat empowered me and gave me what any patient needs: compassion, advice, next steps, a future. Future that does not have me on bed rest, popping pills on Vicodin, telling me I have to take some sort of hormone all the time to fix me. And that is what we as patients need. So thank you, Dr. Najat. Thank you, the endometriosis team that's here today, and for all of you that advocate us in the Najat Foundation. Thank you.